Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I thought I'd run you through a quick tutorial on how I make my glitter bows. You'll need a few different tools, so I'll run you through these now. You'll need some fondant. I'm using some white fondant here and my preference for brand is Bakels. It always has been, but you can use any brand that you like. You'll also need some Tylose powder. Now this is a hardening agent, and what you do is you knead that through your fondant, and this will help set your bow much quicker than it would if you left it overnight. You'll also need a ruler, a rolling pin, some cornflour so that your fondant doesn't stick to the board, a modeling tool. I prefer using Innovative Sugarworks' modeling tools, a paintbrush to help put some water onto the fondant to secure the edges, some glitter, naturally. I'm using some gold glitter here. And you'll see here that I have a pasta machine. I actually use this because I find it easier and much quicker to get the fondant nice and even. And that's it. So let's get started. Grab your fondant and your Tylose and knead it through. Make sure that you work it in and set it aside to roll. Put some cornflour on your board and then roll out the fondant just a little bit because we want to make it easy enough for it to move through the pasta machine. Set your pasta machine to 1 and feed the fondant through. Repeat the process on setting number 2. You can make it as thin as you want, but I think this is thick enough. Next, we want to measure out the length of the bow. Grab your ruler, and in this instance, I'm going for 12 inches in length and 2 inches in height. I'm going to split this 12 inch in half, so either side of the bow will be 6 inches each. Next, you'll want to grab a little paintbrush and flip over the edges and fill it with water, not too much, just a little bit, because otherwise you'll get holes in your fondant. This just gives a really lovely edge to the bow. Next, you want to grab a piece of tissue, and this will act as a barrier so that your bow doesn't collapse. Put a little bit of water, flip over your bow and pinch it in. Fill out the bow with the tissue and fluff it up, and then set it aside. We're going to repeat the process for the other side of the bow. Flip over the edges, secure them nicely, make sure they're nice and straight. Grab your tissue and grab some water. Flip over and just pinch in the middle, and then proceed to fluff up your bow. You like to get a bit of movement in the bow. I find that's more natural. And what you want to do is, once you're happy with that, pinch them together in the center and then start to measure out the center part of your bow. Again, I like to flip over the edges for continuity, seal and secure, and then I like to slip it underneath the bow and then flip it over because the bow is still quite fragile, so we don't want to collapse it and we don't want to make any movement. Set aside, and once you're done, you can come back in about 4 hours once it's set and start to glitter your bow. Once your bow is set, cover it in a tiny amount of water just so the glitter will stick and tap over the bow. Ensure that you've got baking paper underneath to catch the excess glitter. Cover your bow everywhere, just not the back, otherwise your bow won't stick to your cake. And make sure everything's covered. Once you're done, pour the rest of the glitter back into the little pot. And there you have it. Your glitter bow is ready. It's all sparkly. I would leave it overnight just to set. Don't forget to tap off the excess glitter. And you're done. Happy bow making.